Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you some super easy Easter DIYs that I really hope you will like and try to recreate it. Let's go ahead and get started. DIY number 1. I'm going to be taking this galvanized truck sign, hanging sign from the Dollar Tree. My dear subscriber friend sent it to me. Thank her so much. I'm going to first take off this jute one, and then next I went with the route of wanting to distress this thing. So I took first the black acrylic paint to paint the wheels. And then after that, I wanted to mute it down a little bit. So I took a white paint and muted those down a little bit. Then I decided to go ahead and distress this truck a little bit further. I honestly was not sure what I want to do. So I just tried one thing after another. I had a picture in my head, but it really didn't turn out as I wanted. So now I'm taking this bronze color, making it more rustic, really rusty, and then just sporadically putting the paint all over the truck, and then doing the same thing with a truffle paint. So after all this, I decided it's really not looking the way I envision it. So I took a wet wipe and started wiping everything off, leaving just a little bit of paint residue behind to make this truck look rusty. And I really think this is the best way to go. Sometimes DIYs turn out like that. Okay, now I'm taking these egg ornaments from the Dollar Tree, wooden, and also these white celery sage chalk paints and one pink acrylic paint, and I'm painting my eggs. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and get some leftover craft sticks, and I'm going to cut out 2 larger ones and 2 smaller ones. Now I'm going to take my truck and I am going to position these on a bed of the truck to create kind of a railing. So like old fashioned farmhouse railing, or actually farm truck railing. So I am gluing these with a hot glue. And the reason for this is not just to look cute, but also to be able to attach eggs to the bed of the truck, and having this wood piece, it will make it easier. Now I'm going to go ahead and just attach it to the bed of a truck with a hot glue. After that, I'm going to go ahead and take this truffle Waverly chalk paint and distress those craft sticks. After I was done with that, it is time to hot glue the eggs on the truck, or actually bed of the truck, and I am again attaching them to these craft sticks, just positioning them the way I think they look nice, a little bit offset. So 3 on the front and 2 on the back. So this one, since I had 2 white ones, I decided to paint one with this ivory chalk paint just to make it a little bit different, and I think it turned out great. So after I have all the eggs attached, I went ahead and gotten this. This is how it looks like. Already so cute. But I'm going to take this wreath. I already used it previously and I whitewashed it, if you can see it. And I squeezed it a little bit to look more oval rather than a circle. And I'm going to take this wire that I had on hand. And what I did, I actually pulled it between the truck and actually galvanized part and craft sticks. And that way, when I flip it around, I'm going to be able to attach it to the wreath. And I actually pull it through the wreath, and I twisted and cut off the excess. And I did the same thing on the other side through the other hole. And now that this is attached, I'm going to go ahead and take these greeneries. It is from Walmart. I know they were like 98 cents. So pretty. And I am just going to go ahead and start putting the picks in. So just pushing it in a wreath. I didn't use a hot glue on anything. And I'm putting it only on a left side of the wreath. Alrighty, now that that's done, those 2 holes on the truck really bothered me. So what I did, I took this Emeritus, I think, greenery from the Dollar Tree that has this pink flower. So what I did, I took a little piece that looks like a kind of a green flower, and those pink pieces of the flower to attach it in the middle. And you'll see what I'm doing right now. I took a few of these pieces, and then I'm going to just hot glue it right in the middle of the flower. There's already a stem sticking out, and that way it will look just cuter and give a little pop of color. And I'm going to hot glue these in each hole, just to cover the hole and make it look a little cute, a little cuter. Now when I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and take this rope that I got from Hobby Lobby a long time ago for $3.99 and 40% off, and it's so worth it. And I doubled it up, then doubled it up again, and I'm just gonna loop it through like this and tie a knot on top and cut off the excess. That's going to be the hanging part. And if you're part of my channel, you know I don't do a lot of wreaths, but when I do, I usually try to make it, I don't know, pleasing to my eyes. And I really like this one. It is simple, yet so beautiful, represents Easter, but doesn't scream, you know, Easter. And this is totally my style. I really want to hear what you guys think about this one. And you can see that I can remove the eggs and put something else depending on the season. Please tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about this wreath? This video is part of the group collaboration. We get together once a month with the different guest hosts. There is a bunch of my beautiful friends, talented friends in this collaboration. Liyana over at Liyana DIY is the one who gathered us all together to begin with several months ago, and she started this great idea. And if you don't know who she is, I'm going to have her channel linked in the description box. She is such a sweet person with a wonderful voice and great talent for miniatures especially. So make sure to go ahead and check her out. One guest host for this month is Jessica over at Glue LaLa. She is such a sweetheart and she has a great farmhouse Dollar Tree ideas. And another one is Camaro over at Dying to DIY with the great modern Dollar Tree ideas, thrift flips and furniture flips. Other ladies that participate in this collaboration are Lori over at Lori Bly DIY, Maria from Artsy Cupcake, Emily from Farm Sharp Chic, Lisa over at Lisa Birmingham DIY, Amber from DIY with Amber, Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating for You, Lisa over at Living My Best Life with Lisa Marie, and Daisy over at Daisy DIY, and of course myself. I love this group of ladies. They're so talented, so I'm sure in a description box, in a playlist, there will be so many great ideas. Please go ahead and check it out. For DIY number 2, I'm taking these 2 planter boxes from Succulents from the Dollar Tree. I took out the styrofoam that was in one of them, and I mixed baking soda and chalk paint in the color white to create a little bit of cement texture. Now I'm hot gluing these 2 pieces together on opposite ends, so bottoms are glued together like so, and then I am just dabbing this paint mixture on. It took several coats to get the texture that I wanted, and when it was dry, this is how it looks like. Alrighty, next I'm going to go ahead and take this mineral chalk paint by Waverly and a chippy brush, and I am going to distress this, and that way all those imperfections that I actually wanted them to be there are going to come to life, and it's going to look more like cement texture. Alrighty, now that it's done, this is how it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and get the plastic egg, and I'm going to hot glue it together just to make sure it doesn't fall apart. And after that, I'm going to take my hot glue gun and poke a hole, actually create a hole on the bottom of it. When I was done with it, this is how it looks like. Then I'm going to take the this white paint and just paint one little coat, and that's because I'm going to be using this rope that I showed earlier to wrap it around. And if there's something that, you know, showed through, it's going to be white, not the green color of the egg. Now, this rope is flat, so when I was gluing it around, I wanted to make sure it lays flat. And I just went around and around and around, adding a hot glue pretty much in every row because I wanted it to be nice and secured. So when I was done with it, I absolutely love how it already looks like. This is such a beautiful way to create Easter egg. So now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and get a little piece of dowel. It's from Dollar Tree. This is just a piece. And I'm going to give it 1 coat of this Truffle Waverly chalk paint. And when that was dried, I'm going to go ahead and stick it inside of the egg. I'm going to put it aside, and I'm going to go ahead and take this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's a burlap ribbon, so beautiful. And I will hot glue the beginning right in the middle of my egg and wrap it around tightly and hot glue the end and cut off the excess. That's just nice embellishment for this egg. Next, I'm going to put back the styrofoam inside of my planter, and I'm going to stick this egg with the dowel using a hot glue to secure it right in place. After I was done with that, I'm gonna add a little piece of this rope right in the middle where two planters meet to just make it nice and seamless. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and take a Spanish moss, and I'm gonna hot glue it on the top of that styrofoam just to cover it up and look a little bit more, a little bit nicer. And also it reminds me of a nest that is so common in spring. You can see it everywhere. And I trimmed off the excess. This is how it looks like. Now I decided to take the same greenery that I used in the first project. I took two little pieces and I'm gonna hot glue it on the front of this planter, just like so. And then after I was done with hot gluing it, I'm gonna go ahead and take one more piece of this rope and I will just wrap it around it to secure it even more, and I thought it looks nicer if I do that. I'm securing it with a hot glue in the back, cutting off the excess, and that's gonna be it for this project. This one was so simple but so versatile, because if you like more color, you can certainly use different color of a rope or embellishment, but for me this is completely my style. I love the stone texture and I love the rustic part of the egg. I just love it. I want to hear what do you guys think about this project. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm so happy you are here. On my channel, you can find a lot of budget-friendly DIYs, mostly rustic and farmhouse, but I try other styles as well. If something like that sounds good to you, go ahead and check out my other videos, and if you like them, please give them a thumbs up, and also stick around by subscribing to my channel. It is completely free. Just make sure to click on notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. If you're on social media, come say hi. Let's get to know each other. Okay, DIY number 3. This one is super simple. I took two different sizes of wood rounds, then wire jute twine from the Dollar Tree, and just one piece of wire that I had on hand. Now I'm gonna hot glue the smaller piece right on top of the larger piece with the hot glue and overlapping it a little bit. Then I'm going to take two pieces of this wire jute twine that are going to represent ears of this bunny, and I'm going to just hot glue it in the back. Now when you're using this wire jute twine, make sure to just put a little dab of hot glue at the end where you cut it off, because it does unravel. Now that I have these ears completed, I'm going to go ahead and get the wire. I'm going to cut it in 3 pieces. And then after that, I will take the longest piece and I will start wrapping it in the middle where these pieces meet. You'll see in just a second what I did. So I just took the larger one and started wrapping it in the middle, so the ends are still sticking out. That way all these are stuck together, and I have 3 pieces of whiskers on each side. And this is how it looks like. I know it's harder to explain, but it's easier to see. So this is exactly what I did. I positioned the whiskers the way they're supposed to look like, or the way I think they look good, and I'm going to just hot glue it right in a spot where they're supposed to go. And that's it for this project. I told you this one was super easy, but I think it's such a cute project, even to do with your kids, but also just a beautiful, natural, rustic Easter decor. I want to hear what you guys think about all these projects. Which one was your favorite? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Would you recreate any of these? And don't forget to check out the playlist in the description box with all the amazing Easter ideas. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!